Welcome back to Mom Games Badly. I am not one of those moms who's great at it, of which there are many. I've lost my patter. Out the window! Out the window. So there are many moms out there who are fantastic gamers. I am not one of them. Welcome back to Voodoo Detective. We left off. I believe we went back to the office. No, we're in the hotel. So I looked up where I got stuck, and remember how I said that if I went through every single dialogue option, we would take forever at this game? Apparently I have to go through every single dialogue option and exhaust them all because I missed critical thing like right at the bar, second thing I went to. So we're going to have to backtrack a little bit. Hopefully we can fill things in. It looks like after you tackle a topic, they cross it out. So we'll go back to the donut hole and see what we can find out. So I didn't look very far ahead. I just read through the walkthrough guide until I got to the point where talk about such and such topic at the bar. And I'm like, we didn't do that. Okay, so let's go back. And we are going to leave the hotel. Leave the hotel. Okay. Back to Main Street. Alright. Gotta go back and talk to Ricky again.
Well, if it isn't New Ganine's newest detective, what can I do for you, VD?
Questions about locals.
I need the skinny on some of the locals.
Of course, VD. What do you want to know?
Do you know anything about the lawyer on Main Street?
Yeah, he does all of Island Venture's illegal laundry. If I were you, I'd keep my distance. That weasel's liable to bite.
Yeah, he was not a pleasant person.
What's the story with Benny the butler?
We did meet the butler at
that old so-and-so?
Venture Estate.
Yeah, I used to mix in with him. It was nice to have a little zest for a while, but the twist is he thought it was going to be something more. Things got muddled and I had to get tough. Our relationship ended up on the rocks. He was pretty shaken up. Still, I hope he's doing all right.
Okay.
Thanks for the info, Ricky.
I guess you can redo some of those.
It's been a hell of a day, Ricky. Pour me another one.
You got it. On the house.
Down the hatch. Delicious.
Okay.
I've got a split. See you around, Ricky.
Can we talk to Billy again?
What's new, Voodoo?
Okay, yes we can. Thank you.
I've got a new case. Mind if I pick your brain?
Go right ahead.
What do you think of that lawyer on Main Street?
I don't know about him, but I know his wife, Kiki. She swills cheap spill at the Chic Shore restaurant.
I'll say that 5 times fast.
Have you ever seen this pendant?
Sorry, I don't go in for any jewelry foolery.
Right.
Ricky knows more
We
about
gotta
that
ask
sort of
Ricky
thing.
about the pennant. Okay.
You could ask him for a hot tip while you sip.
All right.
That's enough shop talk for now.
So let's... We asked
What's
everyone
happening,
about
Billy?
Well, shoot, where to begin?
Nope. Okay.
I wanted to ask you about something else.
Lay it on me.
Nope.
See you around, Billy.
Come back again soon. And don't forget that harmonica of yours. It always brings me back.
All right, so we need to find a way to ask Ricky about the pendant.
Well, if it isn't New
Yes,
Guinea's
a New
newest
Guinea's
detective.
detective.
What can I do for you, VD?
I'm working a new case. Mind if I grill you?
Go right ahead, Mr. Detective.
Let's ask about
Have
the
you seen this pendant before?
Oh, vintage. Not really my style, but nice piece. Could be an heirloom. Sorry, I've never seen it before.
heirloom.
What can you tell me about Mary Fontoul?
Front.
Fontoul. I only know of Victor Fontoul. He owns Island Ventures.
Thanks for the info, Rick.
No problemo.
Okay.
I've got a split. See you around, Ricky.
So I think what we need to do is, because we have the pendant, we need to find the original owner of the pendant. So, owner. So what we need... So we definitely need the mortar and pestle. So we need the mint. Candle, lodestone, lemon zest. Oh, that's the incantation. All right. So lodestone and lemon zest. Do we have a lodestone in our office? Okay.
I can't use that here.
All right. All right. Let's get going. Back to Main Street. Okay, does the Island Trader have any ingredients? Screwdriver. Junk. Shirt rack. Cameras, conch shells, suntan lotion. Junk. Candy. Junk. We talk to the shopkeeper.
Welcome to Island Trader. Please let me know if I can get anything for you.
I'm just gonna look around.
Go right ahead, sir.
Oh, we're not going to ask him anything? All right. Well, let's get out of here then. Okay. So, let's go up back to the Fontoul estate. We said we were going to come back to the mansion anyway, so...
Oh, hello, Detective. I'm afraid Mr. Fontoul is still tied up in a meeting. Can you come back later?
How much later? Can I guess I'll say I'm not waiting?
That's all right. I don't mind waiting inside.
Oh, okay. God, we could have done that
Mr.
before.
Fontoul should be finished presently.
When you know, if the dialogue option says "I'm not waiting," I don't feel like clicking "I'm not waiting" means that you'll say, "I'm gonna come in and wait." Call me nuts. All right, what can we look at? Butler's quarters. Can we talk to Benny? Ask him about
Mr.
other
Fontoul
stuff.
should be finished presently.
Okay.
Mr. Fontule should be finished presently.
All right. Well, Victor's office, butler's quarters. Painting. Okay.
It's a portrait of a fancy man.
Fancy man.
Listen, you old pit viper. I've stuck my neck out for you financing this new factory of yours.
All right. Calm yourself, dear boy. No need to get excited.
Well, if I'm excited, it's your fault. Quid pro quo, Victor, you slippery worm. I don't like all this cloak and dagger nonsense.
Just a little professional discretion, Gordon. We don't want anyone stealing our recipes, do we?
Discretion? I don't care a fig for your discretion. I care about what's being done with my money.
Be at ease, my friend. I'll explain it all at the shareholders' meeting. For now, please trust that things are progressing on schedule and as planned.
I don't like being left in the dark, Victor. I don't like it at all. You'd better have some answers next time we meet.
Oh, we've seen that symbol. That's the banker. Cumber something?
Sir, a voodoo detective is here to see you.
A detective?
Voodoo Detective, Mr. Fontule. I was hoping we could talk.
I see. Well, why don't you join me in my office?
Oh, yes, please. Progress. Hooray. Come on. Curiosities.
You've got quite the collection here. I don't even know what most of this stuff is.
Ah, yes. Those are from the old days before Island Ventures.
Looks like some sort of pistol.
I used to
here.
travel all over the world, collecting bits and bobs from hither and yon. I find different cultures completely fascinating. It's a bit of a hobby.
Map.
It's a map of a place called Ventures Island.
That's right. Island Ventures has big plans for Ventures Island.
Looks like a wedding photo.
Ah, what a happy day that was. Bloom of the peach, blush of the berry. My sweet, sweet Mary.
Right.
Is that a reference? There's a... This book. Has to do with berries.
You've got quite the collection here.
No.
I don't even know what most of this stuff is.
Ah, yes. Those are from the old
All right.
days. I used to travel all over the world. I find different cultures completely...
All right. Well, let's
I
just...
do
talk to
apologize
Victor.
for the excitement out there. When in business, one must deal with all sorts of people. Especially when you require funding.
Well, that's true.
What was that argument about?
Well, Island Ventures' subsidiary, Island Kitchen, is preparing to launch a new line of food. I'm holding the cards pretty close to my chest to avoid any leaks. Gordon doesn't like that. But surely that has nothing to do with why you've come to see me. Unless you, too, wish to inquire about the particulars of our new secret recipes?
Excuse me.
I'm here on behalf of my client, your wife.
Mary? My God, I've been worried sick. Is she all right? She'd been acting like a completely different person, and then she just up and left.
Greenhouse access. Okay, so we're going to need to get in there at some point. Sure.
I've got some
start with
questions
Mary.
about your wife.
Please, go ahead.
Oh my goodness. All right. Let's start with Mary's past.
What do you know about Mary's past?
I'm afraid very little. I know both of Mary's parents died when she was young, and she has no siblings. but she doesn't like to talk about the
child,
past.
eh?
And I don't wish to reopen old wounds.
Was Mary spending time with anyone new prior to her memory loss?
Not that I know of. My work requires frequent travel, and Mary always insists on joining me. Couple that with a proclivity for solitude, and she isn't left with much opportunity to make new acquaintances. At least none that I would be unaware of.
Okay.
Does Mary have any close friends?
You just said no, but...
Mary keeps largely to herself, but she does visit with my nephew's wife on occasion. Her name is Kiki Lawton.
Oh, okay. So, the lawyer is his nephew. All right. Can
Do you know
contact her
how
if
I can
need
reach
to?
Mrs. Lawton?
I know Kiki and Mary often enjoy brunch together at the Chic Shore restaurant. You might try there.
What do you know about Mrs. Lawton?
Kiki is the wife of my nephew, Theodore, but I'm afraid I don't know her very well.
If you don't mind, I've got other questions.
So many!
Do you know of anyone who would want to harm Mary?
Heavens, no. Everyone loves Mary. She's kind and good. She never bothers anyone. A mind would have to be truly unhinged to harm a sweet, delicate flower like Mary.
I don't know, referring... I know it's supposed to be, like, old-fashioned speech, but... referring to women as a sweet flower. Like something beautiful that you've plucked and put in a vase. Gives me the ick a little bit.
Mary was given this pendant around the time she lost her memory. Look familiar?
Why, yes. She brought it to me shortly after her memory trouble began. We never were able to find out where it came from. Do you think it has anything to do with her amnesia?
I don't know yet.
All right.
That's enough about your wife for now. Do you mind if I ask some personal questions?
Go right ahead.
Oh, let's not insult him. I don't want to lose.
Do you know of
Greenhouse
anyone who might
access.
want to do you harm? Someone who might go after your wife to get to you?
In business, one has many competitors. And of course, if you're successful, there are bound to be those who look on with covetous eyes. But business is about optimizing profit, Detective, and there is no profit in harming a man's wife.
Depends on if you're blackmailing
You've
somebody.
amassed quite the fortune. Got any greedy-eyed next of kin looking for a slice of inheritance pie?
No, nothing like that. The only family I have aside from Mary is my nephew, Theodore Lawton. He runs a law practice downtown and works as my lawyer.
And if you and Mary were out of the picture, he would stand to inherit quite a lot of lettuce, right?
Are you suggesting that Theodore is trying to kill my wife?
I'm not suggesting anything, just exploring possibilities.
Okay.
That's enough about you for now.
All right, let's ask
Can
about
you let me into the
access.
greenhouse?
My butler, Benny, manages the grounds here.
Benny.
You'll have to ask him about it. Though he has become a bit more particular about whom he lets in since his tiff with the local barman.
Oh, we can't ask about the tiff with the local barman?
That's all for now.
All right.
Godspeed, Detective.
So we need to go talk to Benny again.
Nothing compliments a hot day like a roaring fire.
Interesting.
Except perhaps a trench coat?
Fair. All right, bookcase.
Lots of elegant leather-bound books. Just the kind you expect in a fancy office.
A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only one.
Oh, I can't remember who said that. All right, let's leave the office. Go talk to Benny. See if we can't get into the greenhouse now.
Well, if it isn't Benny the butler.
Hello, Detective. What can I do for you?
Oh, now we can ask him all the questions. Do you live here? I mean, that seems obvious, but...
Do you live here?
Why, yes. My
Usual
quarters
case
are
of
adjacent to the
butlers.
staircase.
What can you tell me about Mr. Fontoul?
Mr. Fontoul is a beneficent gentleman. I can make no complaints about the time I've spent working under his employ. Even if I could, it's not a butler's place to say such things.
What can you tell me about Mrs. Fontoul?
Mary is a good woman. She's always been generous to me.
That
She used to
sounds
sit
more
for hours
genuine.
with that kind, blank stare of hers, listening to my opera when no one else would. It was
Kind,
unlike her
blank
to leave the
stare.
way she did. I've been so worried. I do hope she's all right.
Did Mary start spending time with anyone new prior to her memory loss?
I don't think so. She only really spent time with Mr. Fontoul and her friend, Kiki Lawton. And myself, of course. The dear.
Did you notice anything strange about Mary before she lost her memory?
Alright, everything recorded.
Not that I can recall. She seemed every bit her normal, quiet self. Completely imperturbable, as though a veil of calm separated her from the troubles of the world.
Do you know of anyone who would want to harm Mary?
No, I don't. Mary never hurt or offended anyone. Frankly, she didn't interact with all that many people to begin with.
I've got this gold pendant here. Have you ever seen it?
Sorry, no.
If you don't mind, I have a few other questions. Can you let me into the greenhouse?
I'm afraid not.
What?
The Fontoul greenhouse represents a spectacular botanical achievement. The variation in provenance among the flora we cultivate requires careful attention.
We're gonna have to
The
sneak
only way
in.
to maintain precise control over the environment is to limit the number of visitors we allow in. That's why I'm the only one with a key. I am sorry.
Well, now what?
Thanks, Benny.
What can we do? Oh, can we ask about the chandelier?
Looks like someone's afraid of the dark.
Really? And we can't ask about the suit of armor? Not what I meant to do. So... We asked him all of the questions. Victor, can you make Benny give me the key? Please? Please and thank you.
Hello again, Detective. Any news about Mary?
Oh. No.
Can you let me into the greenhouse?
My butler, Benny, manages the grounds here.
Benny.
You'll have to ask him about it. Though he has become a bit more particular about whom he lets in since his tiff with the local barman.
Right.
That's all for now.
Godspeed, Detective.
Let's go. Why are you being a pain in my butt, Benny?
Well, if it isn't Benny the butler.
Hello, Detective. What can I do for you?
Let me in the greenhouse. I mean, we can't very well sneak into Benny's quarters.
Thanks,
while,
Benny.
Like right in front of him. we pretend it's by mistake? I hate to... Hold on. I'm gonna save. So, dope. I guess it's autosave. So, let's go back in. Okay. All right. Now let's try to get into the butler's quarters. Oh, we can just bust in front of him? Really? He's not going to say anything about it? That seems unintuitive. Wow, that's a lot of empty sherry bottles, man. Oh, hoodoo for butlers, eh?
Hoodoo for butlers. A couple of chapters are bookmarked. Love spells and mind manipulation. What have you been up to, Benny, old pal? I think it's Leopold.
Leopold is a famous conductor. Can we get the sewing stuff? Desk.
There's a letter here addressed to Benny. Tear stains have blotted out some of the words. Benny, you have to stop. I don't know what he would do if he found... Besides, I can't just forget the way you treated me. I don't know what you're getting at, Hoodoo. You're scaring me. I'd like to remain friends, but you have to stop. Sincerely, I wonder if Mary wrote this. Opera records and romance novels. There's also handwritten sheet music. It says Benny and the Jest. A ballad about how my love life has been one grand joke.
It's an Elton John song called Benny and the Jets.
Empty. Looks like Benny Boy's been drinking more sherry than the Queen.
Alright, is there anything else to click on here?
The desk is empty. Nice
Okay.
woodwork, though.
And there's nothing
I
else
think
about the
it's
painting.
Leopold.
Looks like nothing hiding behind it. Alright, I guess it's time to leave. There's no key in here, though. Not even the record player. Can't click on anything in the bed. Are we assuming because of the staircase that we can't do anything? Alright, there's nothing else we can click on in here, I don't think. Yeah, let's just leave. Can't comment on the fountain.
Man, this guy's loaded. He's got a garden and a zoo.
Alright, so... is there anything in particular we can click on that might be where the key to the greenhouse is hiding?
The greenhouse is locked. I'll need to find a key.
Let's examine.
It's a tear-stained letter addressed to Benny. Sounds like a fling gone bad. It says, Benny, you have to stop.
We have to...
I don't know what he would do if he found... Besides, I can't just forget the way you treated me. I don't know what you're getting at, Hoodoo. You're scaring me. I'd like to remain friends, but you have to stop. Sincerely, I wonder if Mary wrote this.
I think it's unlikely, given that he had a fling with the barman. Oh, let's go back. Maybe we can talk to Benny again now that we found the tear-stained letter. before I leave the mansion. Need to check out all my options here, so let's go talk to Benny again. Be real rude.
Well, if it isn't Benny the butler.
Hello, Detective. What can I do for you?
I got this letter here addressed to you.
Where did you get that? Have you been in my room?
What, me? No.
This looks awfully bad, Benny boy. A letter from someone who doesn't appreciate your attentions. A book of hoodoo in your room. And Mary Fontoul wakes up without her memory. Care to explain?
You have been in my room. Mr. Detective, I resent what you're insinuating, and I absolutely cannot abide you invading my privacy. I have nothing but respect and admiration for Mary Fontoul. She's my dear friend, and one of the few people to show interest in my opera. I will speak no more on the matter.
Can you let me into the greenhouse?
I'm afraid not. The Fontoul greenhouse represents a spectacular botanical achievement. The variation in provenance among the flora we cultivate requires careful attention. The only way to maintain precise control over the environment is to limit the number of visitors we allow in. That's why I'm the only one with a key. I am sorry.
You aren't.
Thanks, Benny.
What am I supposed to do now? Do we talk to Victor about the letter?
Hello again, Detective.
No.
That's all for now.
Godspeed, Detective.
Yes, Godspeed.
Sure, it's big, but is it huge? Man, this guy's loaded. He's got a garden and a zoo.
All right, well, let's take the tear-stained letter back to town. Maybe Ricky can tell us if he wrote it.
Well, if it isn't New Guinea's newest detective, what can I do for you, VD?
I'm working a new case. Mind if I grill you?
Go right ahead, Mr. Detective.
Okay, so there are new questions.
Do you know anything about Victor Fontoul?
Sure, I know him. He and Gordon Crumsford, the banker, are always pestering poor Billy to sell the bar. Thank goodness he won't. I could never work for one of those tacky island ventures abominations.
Thanks for the info, Rick.
No problemo.
All right, well, Benny is a local, so let's ask.
I
new
need the skinny on
questions
some of the
about
locals.
Of course, VD. What do you want to know?
Gordon Crumsford, Kiki Lawton, Benny the butler.
What's the story with Benny the butler?
Oh, that old so-and-so? Yeah, I used to mix in with him. It was nice to
Seems
have a
a
little
little old
zest
for
for a
you.
while, but the twist is he thought it was going to be something more. Things got muddled and I had to get tough.
Yeah, we found this
Our
out
relationship
last time.
ended up on the rocks. He was pretty shaken up. Still, I hope he's doing all right.
I found this letter in Benny's room. Lots of tears on it. Is it from you?
Tears. Oh dear, that poor boy. Listen, VD, can you do me a favor? Can you give this to him? I don't like how we left things. I didn't mean to hurt him.
Oh, okay.
What's the story with Benny the butler?
Why can we ask this again?
Did
Why
you
isn't that
give him my
crossed
letter?
out? No. All right.
Not yet. What do you know about the banker, Gordon Crumsford?
Oh, him. He and Victor Fontoul are always pestering poor Billy to sell the bar.
Okay, Kiki
Have you ever met Kiki Lawton?
Is she related to Theodore Lawton?
His wife.
I see. Well, if she's anything like her husband, I'd steer clear. Some kinds of dirty don't wash off with water.
I see.
Thanks for the info, Ricky.
Okay, then.
I've got a split.
Anything new
See you
we
around,
can
Ricky.
ask Billy?
What's new, Voodoo?
I've got a new case. Mind if I pick your brain?
Go right ahead.
What do you know about Victor Fontoul?
I don't know much about him personally, but he and Gordon Crumsford own a company called Island Ventures. They keep trying to take over the bar. I always tell them the same thing. I'm not selling.
I feel like this is information that we should have gotten earlier. Like, we've already gotten this information from other people.
Can you tell me anything about Gordon Crumsford?
The banker? I'm not a fan. Born under a bad sign, if you ask me. A dollar sign, the money-grubbing glutton. He's one of those Island Ventures fat cats who keep trying to take over my bar. They want to pull the piano right out from under me. I always tell them the same thing. I'm not selling.
Okay.
That's enough shop talk for now.
All right, I guess that's that.
See you around, Billy.
We gotta go back to the mansion.
Come back again soon. And don't forget that harmonica of yours. It always brings me back.
Gonna have to do more editing on these. I've already been recording for almost 40 minutes now and made not too much progress. So I'm gonna see if I can keep going until at least we start to use the hoodoo that we've been we've got the book on. At least start with that mechanic before I end this episode.
Well, if it isn't Benny the butler.
If it isn't, yeah.
Hello,
can I do for
Detective. What can I do for you?
I spoke with Ricky. He asked me to give you this letter.
Oh, Ricky. Thank you, Detective. This means a lot to me. If there's anything I can do to repay the favor, just let me
in the
know.
greenhouse.
Can you let me into the greenhouse?
Well, normally I'd say no, but you've been so kind to me.
After
Here, take this.
rifling through my
it's
room.
the key to the greenhouse.
Thank you.
Thanks, Benny.
I don't need to make a comment on the topiary. I just want to enter the greenhouse here.
Thanks for the key, Benny.
Okay, so let's take as much of everything as we can. Plants.
The top two shelves hold all sorts of flowers. The bottom shelf has aloe, orchid, fiddle leaf fig, and mint. Looks like I'll be getting that mortar and pestle after all.
right.
You can never have too many lemons.
Okay, good. Fruits and vegetables.
Fruits and veggies. This place has it all. Nice flowers.
Any in particular that we can get? Bird of paradise.
It's a bird of paradise.
We can't pick it or anything?
It's a bird of paradise.
Alright, so we've got mint, we've got lemon. Let me look at the book real quick. Apple. There's no apples. Those grow on trees. No bat guano, charcoal or sulfur. No sand, no chalk. We've got a lemon for lemon zest. Centennial Dragonheart Plumeria. Where did we see that? That was in the graveyard. Let's see. Alright. That's a calabash rattle. Alright, well, no calabash in here. I think that's everything we can get from in the greenhouse. Alright, let's go back to Main Street. Let's go back to the office and see. The island trader didn't have candles. If we gotta talk to Ricky again? There's a lot of back and forth in this game.
Well, if it isn't New Ganine's newest detective.
Any chance I could borrow your mortar and pestle?
Like I said, I'll trade you for some mint leaf. Got any?
I've got your mint right here.
Wow, you found some. Thanks, VD. I was about to run out. You're a lifesaver. You have yourself a trade. The mortar and pestle are yours.
Hooray! Okay.
I need the skinny on some of the locals.
Of course, VD.
Goodness.
What do you want to know?
More about Benny.
What's the story with Benny the butler?
Benny and I had a chance to speak. Things are better now. Thanks, VD.
Okay, good. I guess that's it.
Thanks for the info, Ricky. I've got a split. See you around, Ricky.
What's new, Voodoo?
Nope. Okay.
See you around, Billy.
Come back again soon. And don't forget that.
Yeah, harmonica. Here's your back.
I can't stand tourists.
Okay. Well. Oh, that's right. We can go to the
It's a chain restaurant, closed for remodeling.
hotel restaurant.
Normally, there's a line around the block.
All right, I'll go to the hotel restaurant, tootle around there. If hopefully something happens, I'm going to try to cut this episode down a lot. There's been a lot of back and forth. There's been a lot of tootling around trying to figure out what I need to do next. And, I mean, we've made some progress, but that's probably Kiki right there.
The Chic Shell Hotel. Are you a camera-slinging, culture-sapping, self-centered tourist looking to be pampered like a baby? Then you've come to the right place.
Walk faster.
The swimming pool. No better way to spend a day at the beach.
Good day, sir. What can I do for you?
I'll take a meal for one and drinks for two.
Great. Find yourself a table and I'll be right with you.
All right. I guess it's this table. I guess that's the one we need to go to.
Can I get you anything?
What's on the menu?
Yeah, I don't see a menu.
Well,
on
let's
the table.
see. We have our macadamia nut crusted mahi bites. There's the steamed miso Thai snapper. Our special today is poisson cru, made using deadly fugo fish. For drinks, we have the mighty mango mojito, our marooned martini, and our most popular drink, the Voodoo Wipeout Punch.
How about some grub?
Yes, sir. What would you like?
Let's try the fugo fish.
Take the special.
I noticed that there's an
Excellent
ingredient
choice.
in
Bon appetit.
in Grandma's book that uses a part
Where'd
of the
you get that
fish.
food?
Why, from our kitchen, of course.
And you just had it in your coat?
They don't call it a dinner jacket for nothing.
That hit the spot. How about something to sand down the edges?
Certainly. What'll it be?
It's the
I'll
voodoo
have the
punch.
voodoo punch.
Very good choice. Bon appetit.
Where'd you get that drink?
Why, from our bar, of course.
And you were just carrying it in your jacket?
They don't call it a bar coat for nothing.
All right, we can't click on the fish yet.
Actually, I think I'm good.
Please let me know if you need anything.
It's the carcass of the fugo fish I ordered. Looks like the poison gland's still in there. Don't mind if I do.
There we go. Okay, this is Kiki.
Hello there, handsome. Looking for someone?
Not anymore.
Oh, it's like that, is it?
Is it? Dining alone, staying here, Kiki Lawton, never mind. Well, let's go with dining
Dining
alone.
alone?
Why do you ask? Looking for a date?
Maybe I am.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint. I'm expecting company, and my brand of entertainment is best suited for an audience of one.
Are you staying at the hotel?
I certainly am. I find it a welcome respite. Domestic life can be so drab. Wouldn't you agree?
I wouldn't know.
Count your blessings.
You wouldn't happen to know anyone named Kiki Lawton, would you?
As a matter of fact, I do. Better hold on to your hat, 'cause she's the devilish darling you're gabbing with, Mr.
Detective. Voodoo Detective. Pleased to meet you, Mrs. Lawton.
The pleasure's all mine, Detective. And you can call me Kiki.
I was hoping I might run into my client. You wouldn't happen to have seen her. Goes by the name Mary Fontoul. Female, attractive, about 5'5". Looks like a little lost lamb that forgot the way home.
Who did you say you were again?
Bo Peep.
Well, I do know Mary, but she never mentioned a tall drink of water like you.
If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about her.
What do you want to know?
Mary's lost her memory. I'm trying to find it.
Lost her memory? The same thing happens to me around 5 o'clock every evening.
Is this Tallulah Bankhead? All right.
Do you know if Mary started spending time with anyone new recently?
She hasn't mentioned anyone to me.
Do you know anyone who would want to harm Mary?
Well, her husband is quite wealthy. I'm sure there are plenty of less fortunate islanders who might resent her wealth. You know, eat the rich and all. But I'm speaking in generalities now. These people might feel the same way about anyone with 2 pennies to rub together.
Who are these people?
Did Mary ever talk about her past?
Not once. Mary never volunteered personal information. And I guess I never asked. I'm not one to dig up the past once it's buried.
Okay, Mary's behavior.
Have you noticed Mary acting strange recently?
Mary? God, no. She's as reliable a friend as any I've ever had. Such a good listener. Always quiet, non-judgmental, slowly nodding to let you know she's there for you. And those stony black eyes of hers are so beautiful, like glazed obsidian.
Black eyes?
She's just lovely. An absolute doll.
Is that a hint? Is that foreshadowing? So that's 2 people now who've said how wonderful she is for just sitting there saying nothing during conversations.
Have you ever seen this pendant before?
I can't say that I have. Not very elegant, is it? Why do you ask? Oh, I know. It must be evidence from one of your cases. Is that it? Was it stolen? Or perhaps it was cursed. You did say Voodoo Detective, right? Oh, how delicious.
Settle down, Mrs. Lawton. No need to get excited. It's just a necklace. I've got other questions.
No, we don't. Apparently.
I've got more leads to chase down. Gotta blow.
See you around, Detective.
Do you? All right. Leave the restaurant. Off we go. All right, you know what? I'm gonna leave it here for this episode. Hopefully, I'll get this down to a manageable length. So we made some progress. We've found out that Benny the butler and Ricky the barman had a fling at some point, and they left things rocky, but they're friends now, and because they're friends now, we got to go in the greenhouse at the Fontoul Manor. We got some ingredients. We got a lemon, we got the thing. Another thing. I can't remember, I'm blanking now. But we got another thing that we needed. And we came to the restaurant, we got the fugu, the fugo gland. Gross. Just pop that right in your pocket. Great. Good plan. We spoke to Kiki, who is, I mean, honestly, she's one of those friends where you wonder if, is she an awful person? But I'm learning all the gossip hanging out with her. She's fun. fun person to sit and gossip with. And Victor's trying to buy our brother Billy's bar. So that's what we've learned. And hopefully we will learn more next time. Bye for now. See you next time for episode 3.